Hello everyone, I am Ridwan Ibrahim and I welcome you to my channel. For today, I will be emphasizing on the difference between a cable stayed bridge and a suspension bridge. One of the major structural systems we use in our society is bridge. The movement of people and goods from one point to the other may be hindered by water bodies, by valleys, by canals, and many more. But to proceed with the movement, we will need to construct a bridge over these obstacles. There are several types of bridge which may include the beam bridge, that is the most common type of bridge, and an example is the box girder. We have the truss bridge, we also have the cable stayed bridge, and we have the suspension bridge. Meanwhile, there is always a misconception, or let me say a mix-up, between a cable stayed bridge and a suspension bridge. And why is that? It's simply because both bridges have similar working principles. They are both supported by cables and they both have towers. So here are three differences between a cable stayed bridge and a suspension bridge. The number one difference is the orientation. In cable stayed bridge, we have a long tower at the midspan of the deck. Then we have cables running from the tower and then connected to the sides of the deck. But in suspension bridge, we also have a long tower at the midspan of the road deck. Then we have a main cable that is running in a saggy pattern from one tower to another tower, or from one tower to an anchor. Then we now have some secondary cables which we call suspender or we call hanger. These suspenders are then connected in one end to the main cable and in the other end to the side of the deck. Another difference is the load distribution. In cable stayed bridge, the weight of the road deck and the vehicles moving on the road deck are sustained by the cables and then transferred to the tower and then to the foundation and then finally into the soil. Whereas in suspension bridge, the combined weight of the deck and the vehicles traversing on the deck are sustained by the suspenders and then transferred into the main cables. Then from the main cables, one part will be transferred to the anchor, another will be transferred to the tower. From the tower, it will be transferred to the foundation and then into the soil, and from the anchorage it will also be transferred down to the soil. Then another difference is the pattern of connection of the cable. For cable stayed bridge, the cables can be connected radially or laterally. If it is connected in a radial pattern, it means that the cables are converged into a single point on the tower, and if it is connected in a lateral or a parallel pattern, it means that the cable are converged into different points on the tower. But for suspension bridge, it has just one pattern of connection of the cable. That is, we have the main cable connected from one tower to another tower or from one tower to the anchorage. Then another difference is the maximum allowable span. Cable stayed bridge are suitable for a span of about 1000 meter, while suspension bridge can go up to about 2000 meter span. These are some of the longest cable stayed bridge in the world that has been constructed around the world. The number one is the Russky Bridge that is located in Russia. It was opened in 2012 and the span of the cable stayed bridge is 1104 meter. We also have the Sunton Bridge in China, then we have many more. But what you are seeing here is just the top 10 longest cable stayed bridge around the world. Now you can see how long the spans can be. This kind of spans may be nearly impossible or very uneconomical to achieve using a beam bridge, but it is very possible to achieve using a cable stayed bridge. Also, these are the top 10 longest suspension bridges around the world. The number one is the Akashi Kaikayo Bridge in Japan. You can see the span is 1991 meter long and the bridge was opened in 1998. We also have many others around the world in China, Denmark, South Korea, UK, Norway, Hong Kong, and many more. So watching this video to the end, I believe you would have understood the difference between a cable stayed bridge and a suspension bridge. Although they may have the same working principles because the span of the road deck is being sustained by the cables, however, they still have their differences and advantages over another. If you enjoyed this video and you find it useful, kindly give my channel a subscription and make sure you leave a like for this video. Also, if there's any question or a comment like a subtraction or addition to what I've posted here, you can put it in the comment box. I will respond to it duly. Thanks for watching.